Tinubu has condemned the suicide bombing and lynching of wedding guests in Borno and Plateau states, describing the attacks as cowardly, unacceptable, barbaric. President Bola Tinubu has condemned in strong terms the weekend suicide bombing in Konduga, Borno state, as well as lynching of 12 wedding guests traveling from Zaria in Kaduna state to Jos, the Plateau state's capital. The president, in a statement issued on Sunday by his advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, expressed anguish over the suicide bombing in Konduga, Borno state at the weekend. President Tinubu mourned those who lost their lives, describing the attack as cowardly. He urged security agencies to double their efforts in routing remnants of the Boko Haram insurgents who resort to attacks on soft targets as a divisionary tactics. President Tinubu also sympathized with the families of those killed or injured by an explosion on Saturday morning in Kano. The explosion at a scrap metal factory affected 15 people, with 5 of them losing their lives. Also on Sunday, President Tinubu condemned the killing of travelers in Plateau State, urging security forces to ensure and arrest the punishment of the culprits. I'm sure you've been following the developing story on Benue, Borno, Kano, and most of the northeastern states. Well, let's get your thoughts on this statement from the president, considering that he made an earlier visit to Benue. Although I think there were some let's not say let's say some words from individuals saying that he did not visit Yelwata community because they said that the road to Yelwata was bad, according to the statement. But the president actually made certain visits to most of the victims at the hospitals where they were admitted in Benue State on Wednesday last week, if I'm not mistaken. Coming back down to the weekend, seeing a situation like this occurring or reoccurring in Plateau, Borno, and Kano State. How do you think the reaction of the president would be, and what do you make of this incessant situation of killings? And mind you, these travelers were apprehended. Some of them were burnt in their buses, like the bus they were in were set ablaze, and they were taken, their lives were taken out of them. The question would be, what is actually the motive of most of these actions that these bandits, the motive behind the actions that these bandits take over the killing of innocent victims, innocent Nigerians? Please, let's get your thoughts on this, Barrister Mikey.
Well, bearing in mind on this issue, I think it's very unfortunate what's going on here. And I blame the president for it.
So are you saying that the president is not doing anything?
The president, I will tell you straight that the president, by his body language, is behind what is going on.
Barrister Mikey, you always say things like this on our show on Blowouts whenever you're here. And I keep telling you that it is okay to make accusations. Yes. But you can't make accusations without evidence.
Okay.
Yes, we keep saying that, and we keep arguing over this.
Can you give me a short while? You see, when you talk about body language, we are talking about non-verbal communication, gesture, right? We can be talking together, depending on how long we are being together. There are certain aspects of me you will understand through my body language. I may be saying something and you know that I don't mean it, right? I can vocalize it, but you know that I don't mean it. I may be saying something which you, over time, have known that I'm saying something contrary. Like this here, water of a thing. Information available now show that the security agents were aware of this planned attack by the Fulanis before time. Who is the head of security in this country? It's a Fulani man. The next in line is a Fulani man.
I do not understand when you said that the security head was aware.
They were aware. They were aware of the planned attack.
The terrorists came to inform him that we're attacking Yelwatan community.
My God. Listen.
And we're attacking Benue State. So we just want to call it to your notice. Please make it make sense.
Let me say this to you. That's what we call security gathering. Okay? Before certain things happen, people become aware. Do you understand?
So people cannot be taken unaware.
Very rare. Very rare. Not the activities of these bandits. This is the first question I'll put to you. Why is the president not willing to declare these people terrorists?
Is it about the name or
no? Hold on. Why is the government not ready to declare these foreigners who are coming to kill Nigeria? I say they are foreigners. They are in this country on the invitation of Bala Mohammed, the present executive governor of Bauchi State. He said that Allah gave them Nigeria to occupy, that they should come from all over Africa to Nigeria. That's the assignment they are on. And let me be very quick to point to you. Their target is to wipe out indigenous population and take over the land of Nigerians. The reason why Nnamdi Kanu is held in jail is connected to this. When he raised IPOB to chase the people from the forest in the southeast. That's the reason. Nothing more than that. You are not a lawyer. Anybody who tells you that Nigeria is not a signatory to international pact that render extraordinary rendition and international crime, then you know that person does not know what he's doing. Do you understand me? See, there are things I tell people don't pay attention to. Nigeria is supposed to be a secular state, right? When you talk about a secular state, it's a state where, as I am now, I don't know your religious disposition, but I don't have any problem with you. Even if my children decide that they are going to worship Buddha, I should not raise a knife against them. I should ask myself some question. Why? I should be able to talk to them to see reason. I met a parent this weekend, and I told the father of the young man that, look, he said he had been flogging this one. I said, that is not the solution. Befriend your child. You see the Gen Z? Befriend that child will tell you anything. There are children that have such a relationship with their parents. They may be in crutch, right? Anything the minder does to them, they will tell their parents. Right? Anything. If you ate their egg, they will tell their parents. And my auntie ate part of my egg. The father will did he eat the whole? He said, no, he ate part. Say, okay, that's part of sharing. Okay? And the child will understand that is part of sharing. Do you understand? Because the father also know that putting her in the other way around may affect the psychology of the child, because the child is there under the control. Do you understand? The father can come to the school and tell the minder, I'll give you this money to buy your own egg. You ate part of my daughter's egg the other day, and they will laugh over it. Do you understand it? But it will send a message to the minder that this child is independent in a way that can report whatever. If there are being other things that will, there is nothing that sends signal when you show that you are in charge. There is an indictment on the security agencies in Nigeria that foreigners could cross the border and enter into this country. See, when custom goes to shop to chase rice sellers, it is an indictment on their part. The first question is, how did this thing cross the border? Do you understand it? That's how these things work. How did these people come into this country? I was listening to a security expert over the weekend. He said, he talked about a particular, the 48 rules, power rules, right? Laws of power. He said what the terrorists have used against the security agents in Nigeria. He mentioned that particular rule. He says that you deceive your enemy by pretending to be weak. He said when they came in and then they pretend as if they have surrendered, the Nigerian army now, based on rule of engagement, you are not supposed to fire them instead of bringing them down. I said these are foreign terrorists. Instead of firing them, you now take them in. Instead of concentrating to get their information from them, right, and then use it, The next thing, government said that they are rehabilitating. Where is such a thing done in the war? You are rehabilitating terrorists. Apart from rehabilitating them, you are now infusing them into the security agents. That's why I say we're a joke in this country. How can you recruit such people, foreigners, foreign terrorists, foreign trained terrorists, and then not put them in the security agents, in security structure? They are the people that will give every information to the next move. And so when they kill our soldiers, when they ambush them, I don't give it that. It's all planned. Okay, when the president visited Benue, he did not get to that Yewata.
Yeah, I don't understand. You don't give it them when our soldiers are being ambushed.
Do you know
when their lives are being
when our soldiers are being ambushed by these terrorists?
So you don't think it's an act of sacrifice when most of them go out there to protect the lives and properties of most Nigerians?
You don't understand what I am saying.
Please make me understand.
How can you recruit foreign terrorists and infiltrate your security agents with them? Do you understand it?
Okay.
See, people will blame you if you have a home, right? And then you found over time that this house help, right, is a leak of information about your family, particularly your security. Something happened and you investigated and found that it is this house help, who is loquacious, that gave information that her aunt is going to so place, right? She may be innocent, but inability to manage information is a security risk to you and your family. All
right, Albert, we do not have time on our side. We'll actually get back to the same topic of discussion because it's almost like similar. Let's look into the right story for today. Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SIRAP) has urged President Bola Tinubu to urgently refer the situation in Benue State to the International Criminal Court (ICC) for the court to exercise its jurisdiction over the violence and unlawful killings and other serious violations of international humanitarian and human rights law in the state. In a letter dated 21 June 2025 and signed by SIRAP's Deputy Director Kolawole Oluwadare, the organization said your government has a primary responsibility to ensure accountability and justice and repatriations for grave human rights crimes. SIRAP also urged him to consider referring the situation of other recurring and ongoing violence and other serious violations of international humanitarian and human rights law in other states of Nigeria, or requesting the ICC prosecutor to extend any current investigations on Nigeria to cover the situation in those states. According to SIRAP, accountability for these brutal mass killings is urgently needed, regardless of whether the perpetrators are state actors or non-state actors, or both actually. Please, like I stated, it's almost similar to the other topic of discussion, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on SIRAP's call to Tinubu, urging him to refer the situation of the incident, recurring violence in most of the states, to ICC.
Now, get something right here. Do you know why people condemn the president for not visiting Yewata? Did you watch the documentaries from the crash of Indian airline? The what do you call it? The PM, right? And the minister in charge of aviation, they visited the crash site. See, you will understand it. It's not as if you do not know. There is a marked difference between conversation on phone and physical meeting. Do you understand? There's a marked difference between phone talk and physical meeting. The person comes to meet you and is talking with you, is watching at you. The talking over phone cannot reveal the physiological communication that the physical meeting would do. If I'm talking with you and you're angry, I can pick it, depending on how long I live with you. Do you understand? I know that you are angry. And I can even ask you a question. But phone cannot do that. The president, I will say, failed to visit. You know what the president did? The president now used his mouth like subsidy is gone to set up committee and put the committee in Abuja. He will not give them flight ticket to come to Abuja. To come to Abuja to do what? I've done a podcast on that.
According to the statement of the decision of the president not visiting Yelwata, I'm not going to be on any side on that. There were statements that the road to the community in question was bad.
How?
I heard that David Omahi has actually put that into consideration, Minister of Works, to look into that aspect where those rules will be fixed. I think that was the statement that was made why the president was unable to visit Yelwata in that angle. But quickly, we do not have time, like I stated. Serap urging Tinubu to refer this situation of reoccurring violence.
What has the president done? Do they want the international community to come and take and play the role that Nigeria ought to play? I said the people committing this crime, listen to me, I didn't put water into my mouth. These are foreign terrorists. Has the president declared them terrorists? Has he given power to the at Benue? He says he's ordering Inspector General of Police. Are we joking in this country or we are serious? What is the meaning of condemn? Security agents. What step has he taken against security agents? When there is information that these people were aware of the planned attack, and these are foreign terrorists, and they are still breathing and threatening. Do you know that all the press were cut off from visiting Benue? Do you know Peter Obi was cut off from visiting Benue the last time? So there is a coordinated plan. I told you in this studio that my own position based on my body language observation, that's why I'm an analyst, that this government came into office on two prongs of alliance. I mentioned alliance with terrorists and alliance with imperialists, and I back them up. If I tell you I don't like smoking, right, and I allow people who are doing sachet, this smoking from the can or whatever, to operate in my environment, I'm a constructive smoker. Do you understand it? So if the president is serious, I say the president is so serious because he's benefiting from what is going on. And mark it in 2027.
How would you say the president is benefiting from what's going on? It's just like a father of the house, where your children are all over themselves, and you're just seated there.
I will repeat my prayer here.
Decisions that the president has taken, steps, and
what step has the president taken?
IGP and most
no. What step has he hold any of the security agent, top-notch fellow to account? Air Force, Navy, and Army. Has he taken a step against them? He cannot. It's just like when he said subsidy is gone. Those he claimed that he know that they have been receiving the subsidy money, has he taken any of them up? He cannot. Because it's part of it.
All right, Pastor Mike.
So there are things you cannot do. Do you understand? I always tell you here, though on a lighter note, that a promiscuous father cannot make certain correctional statements to the children on such foundation. It will not work.
Quickly, I wanted to ask, do you think the president will refer the situation to the ICC like Serap has urged?
It will involve him. It will indict himself. So how can you report? Let's say, how can you report yourself?
All right, Mr. Maki, we go.